This is a Flash game. And how is Flash running? Flash was deprecated. Adobe Flash is dead, right? You can't play it anymore. Well, let me show you how. So, if you want to play cool old games like this, stick around. I'm going to show you 4 ways to do it. Alright, way number 1. First of all, you need the file, right? So if you code archive.org, you can search up all sorts of Flash games. Do be careful because some of them are adult, so you'll just have to be warned. You can search for a lot of things, but SWS Flash seems to be a pretty good way to do it. You'll get cool lists of things like this, and you can try out a whole bunch of these. But we're going to dive right into Stinkoman. Archive.org also lets you play it right in your browser. And you can click on it, and sure enough, it's going to load it right up, and it's going to play it through Ruffle. More on that later. But right now, archive.org is letting you create your own little VM. You can maximize it, and you can play Stinkoman right now, or any other SWF that you can find on archive.org. You can just play it right here in your browser. Easy peasy, right? You don't have to be a programmer or anything. All right, so let's go over some of the harder ways then, right? So now we're going to go into Ruffle itself. What is Ruffle? It is a Flash player emulator built on the Rust programming language, and it is awesome. So now if we click on downloads, you can see different ways to do it. You can add it on directly. I haven't done this because it is a little overbroad in the permissions that it wants, and so I don't recommend doing that. But you can get your desktop mode. You just get a little ruffle.exe. You can double click on that, and you can open up any Flash game that you have downloaded. So you open it up, loads up right away. You're playing your games offline. It's archived. You can use it as much as you want. Great way to go. The other thing you can do is that you can, instead of a browser extension, you can actually download the self-hosted. So if you click on that, it'll download and you'll get something a little bit different. Now, the self-hosted one, I can't recommend outright unless you're a bit of a programmer. So what you'll see here is this ruffle.js. Now, this is the exact same thing that archive.org is using. And so what I've done is I've thrown together a little demo here. I'm going to edit it with Notepad++ just so you can read it. So inside of here, you'll see it's very simple. I didn't, bother to give it a doc type or anything like that for those of you programmers out there. I just kept it really simple. HTML, head, body, nothing else, right? So the important parts are here is that you include the script. So it's including this ruffle.js script. And then it's including this guy right here. This is just custom JavaScript, and then it has to get called init. All this is doing is you're providing it the name of the game. You're telling it, how to set up a Ruffle player, and this just comes straight out of the Ruffle demo website. You can get this code there, right? And you just have to give it a place to live, an HTML element to live, and that's where this container comes into play, right? So again, if you want to copy this, you're welcome to do it, but there is a caveat that you have to know about. So I'm going to move this Ruffle demo into this self-hosted one. We're going to click on it, and then we're going to do this, and what you're going to see is this error message, this file protocol. Now what that means is that you're trying to serve this from an HTML file, and the browser is not going to let you do it unless you have a host installed on your machine, right? So if you're running Apache or Nginx or something like that, all you have to do is to tell it, hey, I want you to serve SWF files. But if you don't have a web host that is doing that, you can't just run this locally, which is a little bit of a letdown. But if you already have something that you're hosting locally, maybe you've got a media server or something like that, ruffle.js is really easy to add. I mean, this code is very, very simple. So far, we've covered archive.org. We've covered the desktop app, and we've covered the self-hosted site. But if you click over here in Ruffle, they've provided this excellent little demo zone. And inside of here, it's just like archive.org. You just got to select, choose an SWF that you downloaded, and boom. Once again, you're playing in your browser, easy peasy. So go out there and get some cool SWF files. Tons of these are abandonware now, and they're still fun. They're a great way to play. There were some surprisingly good SWF games back in the day. So if you haven't tried out Stinkoman, or any other Homestar Runner game, or any of the excellent Flash games back from the early 2000s, go and give it a try because it is a great way to game on a budget. All right, I've been Cynic Placebo. Thank you for joining me, and I think I'll go play some Stinkoman. Catch you later. Cheers.